Also, the king of the bongos. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome out Gary Marshall. Next up, we have Emma Roberts, Ashton Kutcher, Jessica Alba. Oh, woo. We've got Topher Grace. And Gary's bongo partner, Hector Elizondo. I thought you two were very impressive on the bongos there.
Well, you gotta start out with a little music, you know. Yeah. You get going. They all came from different places, so welcome. Hi.
You all feel very welcome. Was it like this on set all the time, guys?
Pretty much.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was like a giant family reunion. It's like a Marshall family reunion.
Oh.
Well, I know some of these people. I knew her when she was a little girl. Let us take a moment. She turned 19 yesterday. Yay! Happy birthday, Emma!
That's a coincidence because I turn 20 tomorrow, so that's good. There we go.
My goodness.
Now, Valentine's Day. It really is. It's quite a straightforward, simple concept, isn't it? A film all about Valentine's Day. Gary, why has there never been anything done like this before?
Because sometimes people don't like straightforward, simple. They think with this cast we should have done Anna Karenina or War and Peace, but we wanted to do a nice love story. And at these times in history, this time in history, when some things are messy out there, I would say it's nice to spend 2 hours in a nice and simple love story with some terrific actors, and it leaves you with hope. And I hope, not so good with a P, leaves you with hope and a good feeling.
Oh, you do get a good feeling when you see it. Because Valentine's Day, you know, it can make you sad, it can make you happy, depending on what your kind of state of relationship is, I suppose. But you have brought a fantastic cast to this film, you know, as well as the guys here. There's Kathy Bates, Bradley Cooper, Eric Dane, Patrick Dempsey, Jamie Foxx, Julia Roberts, George Lopez, Shirley MacLaine, going out of breath, Taylor Swift, Taylor Lautner, Queen Latifah. Quite a few people.
All in one breath.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you very much. It's not easy, surely, to get a cast like that together. How do you do it?
Well, ask them. We had a script. You start with a script written by a lovely lady named Catherine Fuqua, and other writers help with her after that. And then you don't cast people. You cast couples. You have to cast two people, because in a love story, often people kiss. At least they look in each other's eyes, and you have to have people who can do that with each other. So we tried very hard by reading all the trade papers and discovered who wasn't mad at who just broke up, or who we got people who actually were maybe liking each other or would like to meet.
Did you find any, were you like blind date then? Did you find that you'd set anyone up on the set? Was there any love that kind of happened on set?
Did you guys, Hector got
I'm married.
Married.
Didn't strike anything up.
Well,
No.
he helped with the coupling and the cast. I think they vetted the would-be couples. I think Gary did a good job.
The newest couples with Taylor Swift and Taylor Lautner. You know, one's a vampire guy and the other girl writes songs, and they never met. So when you have particularly young people who never met, you start right away with the kissing scene, or else they worry about it for days. So you go right into kissing, and they kiss. The girl always likes it because she can say, the director told me I have to kiss you. So she's off the hook. She has license. And then they kissed, and about the first 3 takes were okay. About the 6th take, they started to go together, and they were an item.
It takes time.
So you are actually director, bongo player, and matchmaker extraordinaire.
Yeah, well, Hector and I both started as drummers, not making a living, and now we're doing okay, and we thought we'd still play.
Fantastic. Well, look, I suppose we should open questions out to you guys. Has anyone got a question? Okay, right at the front, right down here.
As a question to Hector, as the longest-serving Marshall veteran here. Hector, can you tell us what it's like working for Gary and how he might have changed over the years?
Oh, working for Gary is we do films together in between softball and basketball. We believe that that the game, whether it's a ball kicking, hitting, shooting, is a metaphor for life. In between, we do movies. Other than that, Gary's, I don't think we play much basketball. He still hits to right field very well with men on base. That's important.
Yeah,
the
we
point is
play
that
in
we
the
always have
same
fun while we're working, in spite of the long hours.
Did you two become friends from working together, or were you friends before you worked together?
We really became friends.
Sports.
He met me before I met him. He saw me on stage in New York 400 years ago. And we actually became friends after I didn't know who he was. I was invited to his basketball game, a famous Saturday morning basketball get-together. And I remember that someone was defending me, this tall gentleman he was strapped up and he had very fast hands. And I flipped a pass behind my back to my player, but unfortunately Gary's mouth was in between my pass and the other fellow, and he sunk to one knee and checked his teeth to make sure they were there, and everybody was silent. It was like an old E.F. Hutton commercial. Everybody took a deep breath in. I said, "What's the matter? It's an accident. He goes a fire." And he says, "Come over here," or something like that. And I said, "What is this guy's? This is going to be a long afternoon here." He's on his knees. That's not a good position to start. What's wrong? He says, "You're a terrific actor. You're a lousy passer. I think I got a movie for you." And that's the way it started. And then we did our first movie together shortly after that.
He wore a dress in the first movie.
Yes.
I bet you look good in it as well. There we go. Right, okay, another question. Yes, should we go to right at the front again here?
Thanks. Good afternoon. I'm Yuvi from Israel, and I have two questions. First to you, Ashton. You've been in Tel Aviv in the past, so what was the most romantic thing that you did in Tel Aviv? And the question for all of you, what was the most romantic things that you did for a partner of you?
Okay, so Ashton, do you want to start off? You've been to Tel Aviv then?
Yeah. The most romantic thing I did in Tel Aviv. Well, it's hard to say. I went. It's never as romantic as it may seem when there's like paparazzi following you around Tel Aviv. So I don't know that it was necessarily that romantic. But we did in the middle of the night we went and did a mikvah, and that was it's kind of a special spiritual moment. So that was pretty romantic. And then what was the second half of the question?
Second one was that. What's the most romantic thing you've done? Yeah.
That I've done ever? I don't know.
And for
Yeah, I think
I'm thinking.
okay. Everyone.
you know, I think romance is something that you don't clock, that you don't keep track of, that you don't manage in that way. It's something that happens in a moment, and usually it's a period of time when you put yourself in an uncomfortable position for the sake of somebody else, and if you truly did that, and if you truly were just doing it, caring about the other person, you may not even remember it. So that's kind of the position I find myself in.
Nicely evaded there as well. Very good. Very impressive. Okay, good answer though. Jessica, come on.
Oh man. Most romantic thing I've ever done for someone. I always try to do something for my husband that's completely selfless and something that I hope will rock his world in some form or fashion. Most of it's rated R, so I'll give you the PG version. I'll cook his favorite dessert. Not very.
No, that's
Keep
romantic.
it moving.
Okay, Topher.
Topher.
I remember one time, this is my former life, when I was working as a businessman,
You were a businessman.
I found this this hooker, and I took her to
Julia
Regent
Roberts.
Beverly Wilshire.